It's all blueberry bushes on the side of the trail. I just inhaled a blueberry. It's about 6:30 a.m. I'm standing here at Summit Lake. It was an absolutely spectacular tent site. One of my favorite tent sites on the whole PCT. I like this tent site so much that I stopped here and stayed here even though I had only hiked 19 miles yesterday. My main focus right now is not only reaching Shelter Cove, which is in 16.5 miles from today, which will be an easy hike. It means I'll get there by like 1 p.m. I'm gonna have plenty of time, but my main focus right now is on making videos. I'm so far behind. I took a week off, and now after yesterday, just spending time here, I have like 3 videos on my phone that are almost done. Today, I'm gonna show up at like 1 o'clock at Shelter Cove, and I'll be able to make probably 3 more videos and then start the upload process. Stopping here yesterday at like 1:30, it was awesome. I spent the whole day, I swam. We have a pretty easy day today. There is a big climb, which actually starts like right now. Obviously, we're at the lake, and so we're going up, right? I'm just finishing up. I'm packing up my tent here, and God, that sun is like right in my face right now. But I'm packing up my tent and I'm heading out like right now. By the way, last night at like 3 a.m., something big came through this campsite. I thought it was a human. I didn't think it was a deer because it was making too much like stick trampling and like smashing things noises. It might have been a bear. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Who's hiking at 3 in the morning that would be like around here? I do know one person who hikes at night, and I thought maybe it was her, but then it was like at 3 in the morning. Like, one of my biggest problems here is that it requires me like 25 hours a week to edit videos on top of hiking the PCT. Okay. Right now, I need like 40 hours to complete all the videos that I need to do. I don't have 40 hours. I can't take time off. I'm running out of time, and I need to keep moving forward on the PCT. So the challenge is to like find time in my tent where I'm not absolutely dead, flat out dead exhausted, where I can stay up and I can actually get some work done. Yesterday was a great example. If I'm moving like 31, 32 miles a day, I'm arriving at my tent site like just absolutely flat out dead, you know? I'm not making videos, I'm not doing anything, I'm passing out immediately. If I'm working 25 miles, I do have a little more time. But if I'm hiking 25 miles, I do have some time, but I'm usually pretty tired. And if I hike only 20 miles, like I can get in it early and like literally spend hours. It'll give me hours of extra time, and I can be very productive. So I am trying to figure out, okay, what is the right mileage for me on a daily basis where I can make videos in my tent. I need 2 zeros just to finish, you know, making all the videos, at least probably 2, maybe 3. I don't have time to take 2 or 3 zeros, right? I have to get work done on trail. Batteries are gonna be dead though. I'm gonna be completely depleted when I arrive at Shelter Cove. Here we go, we got a 6-mile climb this morning up the shoulder of Diamond Peak. Then we're gonna come down and we're gonna finish the day at Odell Lake, which I think we've seen from the trail. And there's this little campsite resort called Shelter Cove. Sometimes on these town days, you know, it can be like the least interesting hike, right? You're hiking down into some like, you know, forested valley or whatever, some little hike. Not today. Look at this view. Today we are hiking, this is the shoulder of Diamond Peak, that I'm standing on is Diamond Peak, and what I'm looking at is basically half of Oregon in front of me. It is an absolutely amazing, incredible view. I literally walked around the corner. There was a dude on the phone and I go, oh, fuck, shit. Shelter Cove is not like some big town somewhere. Shelter Cove is a tiny campground in the middle of nowhere on an amazing lake. It's 9 o'clock. I'm about 6 miles in. I'm standing around 7,000 feet. This is the top of today's climb. The view here is absolutely incredible, not just Diamond Peak, which you see behind me, but literally 360-degree views of the most ridiculous mountains that Oregon has to offer. There's like an inversion going on, or there's this like cloud layer that is down so low, like in the valley of all these mountains. And yeah, it just has such a cool like effect everywhere around me right now. I don't know if this is the official marker. It's just written in sand, but 1,900 miles. Yeah, man, 750 to go. It's 10 o'clock. I'm about 9.2 miles in, 9.3 miles in. I missed my 10 by 10. I blame it solely on this amazing scenery today. It is epic. I'm stopping to take pictures. I'm just stopping to chill. You can see, I don't know, but like right down there, like you can see a lake. I think that's Odell Lake. I think that's where we're going. Two pretty interesting trail encounters just there, like back to back. First, I got stopped by forest rangers. I think they were like Deschutes National Forest trail rangers. They asked to see my permit, which I keep right on my hip belt. And I actually kind of get pleased when I get asked to present it, because I am carrying it in such like a prominent forward location. Next, I saw this woman ran by me. She was running, trail running. And I was like, oh, and I was trying to think in my head, like, did we cross a road recently? Like, this person must have been running for like a long time to get here. And she passed me, and I looked, and she had the PCT. We have these little hang tags, these plastic white hang tags that it has the PCT logo, and they give them to PCT hikers. And she had one, and I was like, are you running? I was like, are you trail running like the PCT southbound? And she was like, yeah, I'm trying to. And I was like, that is so badass. Oh, I'm running into a lot of southbound PCT hikers now. The people who are sort of in the lead, the people who I'm crossing now are like real athletes, man. I ran into this guy over at Crater Lake. He was like doing flips off the cliffs. This guy was so jacked. He was going southbound. But okay, so this here is the spur trail out to Shelter Cove. I'm heading that way. I'll be at Shelter Cove today. When I left Crater Lake, right, I didn't even know if I was gonna come to Shelter Cove. There's two options. And basically, when you're leaving Crater Lake, you're going, you know, my next stop will be Sisters, right? But Sisters is a little too far. It's like too much food, right? So the plan is that you buy enough food to just stuff your pack. And then when you get to either Shelter Cove or to Elk Lake, you do a mini food resupply. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's just taking me like forever to get down this trail. This is the spur trail to Shelter Cove. It's all blueberry bushes on the side of the trail. I'm never gonna get there. I just inhaled a blueberry. I just got here to Shelter Cove. This place is sick. It's like this kind of marina. You know, people keep their boats here. You can like rent a cabin. You can bring your RV. You can set up your tent. They got all kinds of folks here. But yeah, man, this trip was insane. This trip was amazing. Crater Lake, like lakefront living, dude. Like, look at this. So this is Odell Lake right here. This is probably the biggest lake that we've been on. Last night, you know, I spent the night at Summit Lake. Crater Lake was absolutely amazing on this trip. Like, not just the lake itself. Like, I am so glad that I went up to the top of the Watchman. By the way, that's the tallest point, not just in Oregon that I'll be, but also in Washington. Jumping off that cliff into Crater Lake was probably one of the most insane, like, awesome things I've done on the PCT. I loved it. By the way, I think it's a ski area right there. First thing is I'm gonna grab some lunch. I was unable to charge my devices, which is hugely concerning to me. All of the outlets are taken. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting fed, and I'm gonna start some work pretty soon if I can start to get a charge.